Good morning, you guys. It is 7 a.m. here in the beautiful coral pink sand dunes here in Utah. As you can see, there is a Tuareg 660 rally behind me. I've been riding this bike for the last 3-4 days. Today is going to be our last day of riding on the southern part of the western frontier with Balise expeditions. I'm sad that I missed the first 2 sections of this route. The route was split into 3 sections. So they had the northern route, the central route, and then the southern route. They started in Salt Lake City, went from Salt Lake City to Moab, and then for the central ride, they went from Moab to Boulder, Utah. And then now for the southern route, we've been going from Boulder, Utah to Las Vegas, Nevada. This bike has blown all of my expectations out of the park, to say the least. Sorry, I need to drink my coffee. Did I mention it's 7 a.m.? So good. I'm excited to hopefully hit some sand today because, as you guys know, sand is my arch nemesis. I hate it with a burning passion. And I want to conquer that fear. I've conquered it on a dirt bike and have not conquered it on the Tenere yet. I'll give it time. I will get there. I promise you guys. We've hit a little bit of sand on this bike, and so far it's done amazing. So I'm like, come on, Tenere, like, when are we gonna get, me and her, when are we gonna conquer it? We'll get there, you guys. I have a lot of thoughts about these bikes. I have some pros, I have some the Italians are awake, you can tell. We have one more day of riding, and we're going from the coral pink sand dunes to Las Vegas, Nevada. But I've had a lot of people asking me my thoughts on this bike compared to the Tenere 700. That is the bike that I first got when I first started to off-road ride. I had never started on a dirt bike. I had only rode the Yamaha Tenere 700. That was a lot of bike for a brand new rider. So it was like a crash course on off-road riding. My first ever moto camping trip, Ben took me through the Arizona, Nevada, Utah deserts. Your first moto camping trip is always a little rough because you always pack way too much. And so I had my bike packed, like I had a duffel bag, a huge duffel bag stacked on top of my bike. This bike was probably over 500 pounds with the amount of gear that I had packed with me. So, and it was top heavy. So, yeah, top heavy bikes plus sand plus never riding in sand, not a good combination. That's where my hatred and fear of sand came from, was from that trip. And anyway, so I kind of went into this with an open mind, a little nervous, and meeting up with a bunch of strangers in the middle of nowhere with no phone service, you just never know what to expect. And I think my favorite part about this group is that everybody's from different parts of the world. I mean, the company Balise Expeditions, they're based out of Milan, Italy. We have some people here from Hungary. We have some people from Australia, Alaska, Colorado, Ohio. I'm from Idaho, South America. I mean, we're coming from all different cultural backgrounds, and bikes are the thing that brought all of us together. That is one of my favorite things about the motorcycle community, is just no matter what background you come from, we all have something in common, and nothing else matters outside of the fact that we all ride. They were just like, oh, yeah, you ride? Cool. Let's go. Anyway, I could rant all day about how great these people are, but let's talk about the routes. We woke up in the beautiful Coral Pink Sand Dunes State Park here in Utah, had some breakfast and some coffee, and we're on our way. Now, since we camped that night, I did not have enough charge in my little battery pack to fully charge my phone, and I did not want to drain my battery any more than I already was taking videos and pictures on the trip, so I decided to not turn on my rever, and I could not track this route, so I have no idea how many miles we did. As we made our way down this dirt road, we were met with a surprise. That's a big hole.
This is what in Africa we call fesh. You see how dusty is it? It's really powder. Okay. What is the real danger here is that it is not on flat surface and that's it. So that you do exactly what you do in sand. Okay. This is a little bit trickier, but it's just like sand. The problem is when you arrive here. Oh. Here is strong, so it will be like pam, pam, para pam, 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 para pam, pam, pam. Okay, absolutely bad. Good job, guys. Good job.
As we got deeper into the middle of nowhere, the road started to get a little bit sandy. Yeah! We ended up going around some of the deep sand washes because they were so rutted out and the ruts were hard packed. It just was not worth the risk to try to take these bikes through. We didn't have any backup bikes at this point, so we were trying our best to not have anybody crash. When you ride through the sand, they say give it gas and put your weight back, and that's pretty much the only technique that I have when I ride through the sand. So I just kind of sent it, and it was actually kind of fun. Although at some point I did think I was going to die, but it was totally worth it.
God, I almost died. I almost died. That was so scary.
I'm making sand my bitch today.
Make sand your bitch.
Oh, I can breathe. I hate wearing balaclavas. I'd rather eat f***ing dirt. Parshant National Monument.
We got fairly close to the Grand Canyon, but we didn't actually go over to the Grand Canyon. We actually ended up going the opposite direction towards Mount Trumbull. We stumbled across this sign that had information about different trails for off-road vehicles, and I'm actually really curious about what kind of trails there are. Unfortunately, we didn't have time, but eventually I'd love to go back and kind of explore the area a little bit more.
The terrain just changes in an instant. We went from desert to like transitioning to a forest. That's so funny. You don't see that very often.
After a few hours of riding through the desert and I guess now forest, we decided it was a good time to take a break and have lunch.
Arizona, and then at that, you see that road, we will go right and towards St. George, and it will be something like 60 miles of fast trails.
After lunch, we made our way down Mount Trumbull and stumbled across this old schoolhouse.
Mount Trumbull Schoolhouse.
I tried to ring the school bell and it was actually a lot harder than it looks. Inside the schoolhouse was some incredible history about the town that used to be here and the residents that lived in the area at one point in time. There was also old chalkboards that we couldn't resist writing on. With every mile south that we headed, the temperature got warmer and warmer, and I felt like I needed to increase my speed to cool off because I had my 2.0 climb base layers on, you guys.
Hi, Moo-Moos, you're so cute. You two, settle down.
So luckily the road to St. George was pretty much just straight gravel and dirt roads, so we were able to go at a pretty good speed. Once we got to the highway, the temperatures reached about 90 degrees Fahrenheit. We actually ended up going through a little section of Arizona again, just because you have to go through this section on the highway to get into Nevada.
We officially made it into Vegas, you guys.
Once in Vegas, we absolutely had to stop at the Vegas sign and get a picture with all of us and the Tuareg 660.
Motherfuckers, we did it! We did it! Yeah! Viva Las Vegas!
My bike says is 102, and I'm wearing 3.0, 2.0, something like that base layers with my full gear. It's hot. We made it just in time to drop off the Aprilias. Goodbye. It was fun. We're in Vegas.
Nice job, Bree.
And of course, we needed a slow motion moment while we walked into the hotel. We had dinner at the Gordon Ramsay restaurant in the Caesars Palace in Vegas, and the food was absolutely incredible. I'm hungry just looking at this food.
I've been trying to make it effective.